It is another ugly day across central and eastern Kentucky. I do have at least a little good news straight ahead.
It's Election Day in Kentucky as voters head to the polls to decide which candidates will face off in November, and Democrats make their choice in the race for the White House. An act of kindness will help a Lexington preschool targeted by thieves. How a business is stepping in, coming up.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo on this rainy primary election day in Kentucky. Here's a live look at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington, where it's in the low 50s right now, and we've seen some rain. So how long will it stick around? Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. And Chris, it sounds like a while. Yeah,
it's going to be around at least into the first half of our Wednesday. Then we get a little small break out there, Jennifer, and I think it's that break that everybody is at least looking forward to. Looking outside right now, overcast conditions in Lexington, 53 degrees, as good as we can get it out there this afternoon. Humidity's way up there, just a raw day, gusty winds, and a couple of pockets of upper 40s are still showing up into sections of central Kentucky. Middlesboro, congrats. 70 degrees. We promised you a big temperature swing from north to south today. Mother Nature is delivering the goods. Defender Radar Network. Steady rains from this morning, becoming a little more scattered this afternoon. Some showers, Frankfort over into Georgetown, Lebanon, Marion County, heading toward the Boyle County area. Then we look into the St. Louis area and across much of Missouri, Illinois. Guess what's out there? That's more rain. It's to the north of a front, and what is out there is going to roll our way. Don't believe me? Check out that future hour-by-hour radar as we go into the latter part of the evening and through the overnight, when a couple of rumbles of thunder will even be possible during that time. So a little break coming our way second half of tomorrow into Thursday. And Jennifer, when I come back, we'll track another wet weather maker into town just in time for the weekend.
Kentucky voters have a chance today to make their voices heard in this primary election. Turnout is expected to be light, but there are quite a few contests. In the race for the White House, Republicans chose Donald Trump back in March. Today, Democrats are choosing between Hillary Clinton and Senator Bernie Sanders. WKYT's Hillary Thornton begins our campaign 2016 coverage with a look at voter turnout.
Poll workers here at Henry Clay High School in Lexington say while it has not been crowded by any means, they do say there has been a steady stream of voters throughout the day. Both young voters and those who have been to the polls dozens of times casting their vote in this year's May primary. Before Election Day, voter turnout statewide projected by the Secretary of State's office at 20%. Workers here at the Henry Clay polls say their numbers are even lower than that, with their estimates between 12 and 15% of voters showing up. However, they would not call their day here helping voters slow, as they say they have not had more than a 10-minute lapse without any voters at the polls. The voters we caught up to say they have had today marked on their calendar, looking forward to casting their vote.
I feel it's my duty as an American citizen to come out and vote. I'm one of those people that feels like if you don't vote, you have no right to really judge our political system and all of that fun stuff. So, I mean, gotta fare the weather, I guess.
The polls are scheduled to close at 6 o'clock this evening, giving you about 2 hours to get out there and cast your vote. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Since Kentucky has a closed primary election, only registered Republicans and Democrats can vote today. Other states, including Ohio, Tennessee, and Indiana, all have open primaries that allow registered independents to vote. The Attorney General's election fraud hotline is up and running. Andy Beshear's office says they've already received 43 calls from 23 counties, from procedural questions to vote buying concerns. If you encounter any issues, you are encouraged to tell your precinct election officer or contact your county clerk. You can also call the election fraud hotline at 1-800-328-VOTE. WKYT.com and on the WKYT News app. An update on a story we brought you yesterday about a Lexington preschool targeted by thieves. A landscaping company now plans to help Growing Together Preschool replace $2,500 worth of stolen concrete benches and flowers. Urban County Councilwoman Siobhan Akers says Henkel Denmark has offered to replace all the landscaping. The school received a city grant to do the landscaping and can't afford to replace all the stolen items. So far, no arrests have been made. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. A Lexington woman accused of exploiting an adult out of hundreds of dollars. Jennifer Cottle was arrested almost a month after the alleged crime. Police say she is a certified nurse's assistant and that she took money from an elderly couple in their 80s. They say she charged more than $10,000 on a debit card. A crash ended with a car in a front porch today. It happened at the corner of North Ashland and Bullock about 8 o'clock this morning. Police say the driver told them he passed out, causing his truck to scrape a telephone pole and a trash can before going through 2 yards and hitting a home's porch. The homeowner, Michael Hayes, was getting ready for work when he heard the crash. Police say the driver was not going to be cited. The house still needs to be looked over, but the homeowner thinks it is structurally sound. You'll hear from Hayes on WKYT News at 5. For the first time in its nearly 170-year history, Midway University will allow men to enroll in its daytime undergrad programs. Midway's Board of Trustees voted to make the change. Men were already allowed to enroll in the university's online, evening, and graduate programs. The university will also begin taking applications for men wanting to live in dorms next spring. The board said it made the change so Midway University would stay viable. We'll have much more on WKYT News on that at 5:30. That's a quick look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The International Olympic Committee says 31 athletes from 12 countries and across 6 sports have tested positive for banned substances and may now be banned from competing in Rio de Janeiro this summer. This follows the earlier doping scandal involving Russia's track and field athletes. Scott McLean has the latest.
The field of Olympic athletes in Rio just got thinner. The International Olympic Committee announcing it has retested samples from hundreds of athletes who competed in the 2008 Games in Beijing and found that 31 of them contained banned substances. The unnamed athletes from 12 countries and 6 sports will be, quote, banned from competing at the Olympic Games Rio 2016, reads an IOC statement. This, as a New York Times report details serious allegations of a massive Russian state-run doping operation involving dozens of athletes. Russia's track and field team is already barred from competing in the 2016 Games over doping allegations. Allegations Russian officials continue to deny. This is far from the only cloud hanging over the host city, Rio de Janeiro. Political upheaval has led to an impeachment trial of Brazil's president, Dilma Rousseff.
My government has been the objective of sabotage.
Plus, health officials are raising serious concerns about athletes and spectators catching and spreading the Zika virus. With the August Games approaching, the IOC is working to halt any cheating. Samples collected from 250 athletes who competed in the 2012 London Olympics will now also be retested. IOC boss Thomas Bach saying dopers have no place to hide. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Some fast food restaurants are going high-tech, such as self-serving kiosks. Find out why in WKYT Money Watch. And some say sexism in Hollywood is now extending to the toy shelves. The controversy next on WKYT News at 4.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Fast food workers are fighting for better pay, and that has some fast food chains cutting back. That tops today's WKYT Money Watch. Wendy's is the latest to say it's replacing some employees with self-serve kiosks as a way to save on labor costs related to increases in the minimum wage. Some Wendy's franchise owners are also reportedly raising prices as a way to offset the increase. A new study finds federal and state governments are missing out on $28 billion by not legalizing marijuana. The Tax Foundation, an independent think tank, says most of the revenue would be from tax on marijuana. Critics worry legalizing marijuana could lead to more drug abuse and addiction. According to the National Survey on Drug Abuse and Health, about 12% of marijuana users were considered abusers of the drug. Candid comments from the director of Iron Man 3 are adding fuel to the charges of sexism in Hollywood. The director says he originally wrote a villain as a woman, but was told to change the character to a man. He says that's because toys based on male action figures sell better. Michelle Miller explains.
In Disney's Iron Man 3, villain Aldrich Killian has superhuman strength and can breathe fire. He also happens to be a man, and that wasn't the case in the original script. In an interview posted on the digital news site Uprocks Monday, director and co-writer Shane Black says he originally wrote Killian as a woman, but he says he received a, quote, no-holds-barred memo saying the decision was made that the toy won't sell as well if it's a female, so we had to change the entire script because of toy making.
It's not surprising to me that Marvel would have some reluctance to have a female villain if they felt it would impact toy sales.
Last year's U.S. toy sales were up nearly 7% to almost $19.5 billion. And it's estimated as much as 45% of that came from movie licensed products. It's not the first time that female characters in big movie franchises have faced tough times in the toy store. Rey was a force to be reckoned with in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, but fans complained she was not included in some toy sets. And in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow was dropped in the accompanying toy set, replaced by Captain America. Even co-star Mark Ruffalo tweeted, "Marvel, we need more Black Widow merchandise for my daughters and nieces. Pretty please?" The backlash against both those oversights might mean times are changing.
If this decision was on the table today, Marvel would not have chosen to eliminate a female villain from a film, especially considering how much consumers have been very vocal about wanting to see more girl action figures.
Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
CBS News reached out to Marvel and Disney for comment, but did not get a response.
It's called Henry Dry Goods, a place where you can build your own bag. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about with more today.
Not a whole lot dry about the weather over the past couple of weeks, and our rainy pattern rolls on. I will tell you about a little break coming into town up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Beautiful weather out there today. If you're a duck, rain, temperatures only in the 50s. This is early March type weather that we continue to see across the region. 53 degrees right now, Lexington and Frankfort. Moorhead at 52, 52 into the Fort Knox area. Take a little trip to the south, 65 London. Look at Middlesboro. How about you, Bell County, 70. That current temperature, yet only 50 into Maysville. We have some pockets of upper 40s showing up across the Interstate 64 corridor. And as we look ahead, the chilly showers will continue. A little break in the action, and then we queue up the next round of some heavy rain and some thunderstorms coming our way later this week to start out the weekend. Defender Radar Network has been a little busy of late with a wall-to-wall rain earlier. It's a little more scattered out there now. Even in between the gusty showers, you've got some areas of drizzle. Scott County, Cynthiana, Harrison County, back to the west. Now we start to see the rains gathering some steam from Paducah into the St. Louis area. Yes, southern Kentucky, we've got a ray of sunshine right now. Down into Tennessee, it is dry, yet across most of Kentucky, it is flat out ugly. That ugly weather will carry us into the first half of tomorrow, but look what happens into the afternoon. You will see a little peak of sunshine middle of the day, and especially toward the afternoon and early evening. Temperatures 65 to 70 after a chilly and a damp start to the day. New hour by hour. Let's break it all down together. 7 o'clock this evening. Cue up that next round of rain through 11 o'clock, and you notice the temperature's really not budging very much at all. How about early tomorrow morning? It's going to be a wet trip back into school and to work across the entire area. That little bit of good news starts to show up into the afternoon. Some holes in the clouds, temperatures at least in the 60s, even though with a mix of sun and clouds, I can't rule out a spotty shower. The real good news comes your way as we go into Thursday. If you're picking one day to get out and do a little mowing out there, just one day, Thursday's going to be your day to do just that. Or maybe you're like me, you don't want to waste that one good day on mowing. You just want to get outside, take advantage of it. Temperatures into the 60s. Here we go again. Come Friday, area of low pressure is going to work its way right toward the area as we go into Friday and early on Saturday. Soaking rains by the second half of Saturday. Skies may try to dry up just a little bit. So the rains by the end of Saturday becoming more scattered compared to what we see out ahead of that as we go into Friday and Saturday, looking very, very wet as of now. Told you to enjoy that Thursday forecast, 74 degrees. Long range call into next week. Temperatures slowly but surely rebounding. I think before next week is over, those thermometers may make a run into the upper 80s into many areas. Let's check on traffic now. Let's see what's going on with Officer Don.
I had an earlier crash there at Tates Creek Road just down from Armstrong Mill. That's been cleared, so we're all clear now on Tates Creek. Richmond Road, slowdowns we expect, approaching the circle in the right lane. It's a little lighter today because school's out, of course. As far as drive times are concerned, we're okay right now to Nicholasville, running for 12 to 15 minutes as we expect. Also to Georgetown, we're looking good on 75. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Officer Don. A Lexington business is mixing creativity with craftsmanship.
And Deanne Stevens out and about today, joining us from Henry Dry Goods with more. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at a place called Henry Dry Goods, and you got to check it out for yourself. You walk in, I told Sherry here, I'm like, I want a room like this at my house. It's a beautiful area. Henry Dry Goods. Sherry, tell us about the Henry name.
Well, the Henry name is my maiden name. My youngest son is named Henry, and it means strength and love, and it's what's gotten me through of the past 5 years. And I had a previous business that used my grandfather's name, so I wanted to incorporate that into my new venture. It's who I am, it's what I do, and it keeps me going.
Yeah, these bags that we're talking about, these canvas bags, have become so incredibly popular everywhere I go. Not just with us as adults, but like my teenage kids, everybody's wanting one of these. Tell us about the bags and what makes them so great.
Well, I love hearing that, first of all. I think what makes them so great is there's so much detail, they're so personalized, they're different. I've developed we do our own production here, so I've developed a concept where you really build your bag and you choose your bottom trim color, your monogram, your leather handles, and you make the
camo.
bag.
Sorry, I knew Kenny was showing that camo. I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, the camo is wonderful. So you can personalize and make it your own. It's not just another monogram bag.
Right.
We do the monogramming is printed on, so we can do it large and oversized and in unusual places that you normally don't get with a store-bought bag.
What a great graduation gift.
Oh, they're great graduation gifts. The duffel, the cosmetic is one of our best sellers.
You've got so many folks that are in here working and helping you out. Talk a bit about that and what it takes to put a business together.
Well, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of tenacity, a lot of not giving up. But I've had experience. I had my previous business for 11 years. So through my travels, I learned a lot about about manufacturing. And I'm doing this one all on my own. And the way to build it was to build it small. I started in my home again with a couple sewing machines, a couple of fabulous seamstresses that know what they're doing. And it's a teamwork between what I want to see happen and how do you girls make this happen for me? Right. And they are fabulous and they make it happen for me. So we made a few, sold a few, made a few more, sold a few more. I'm blessed that I've had a following here in town in Lexington, and the following came back and loved the bags, and so it's grown from there. And it grew out of the home, and now we're here.
Right,
so.
I know, and you're a huge inspiration to so many people wanting to start a business. Now, when we return here at 450, personalizing, as she said, build your own bag. We'll tell you how you can do it and how you can get more info on Henry Dry Goods. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
So many great items there. Thank you, Deanne. Regular exercise may not just help you get in shape, it could also help keep cancer away. The new research in Better Living. And a scam alert in Central Kentucky. Next on WKYT News at 4, the warning from a security company to keep you from becoming a victim. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $174 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $60 million. It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A Lexington security company is warning customers about fake salespeople going door to door. In the past 2 weeks, Bates Security says customers have complained about a man showing up at their home claiming to work for the security company. In one case, the customer says the man asked for her security code. Bates Security says their employees will never come to your home without setting up an appointment first. New information about cancer and exercise. Researchers in Maryland have found a link between increased exercise and a lower risk of 13 types of cancer. Doctors say higher levels of physical activity were associated with lower rates of esophageal, liver, lung, kidney, and other cancers. Spanish researchers say people with untreated sleep apnea may be more likely to suffer more aggressive cancers. Doctors tracked hundreds of patients with malignant melanoma. They found those who had the worst sleeping problems also had the worst cancers. Noah and Emma will have lots of company in nursery school in just a few years. The Social Security Administration is out with the list of top baby names last year. Noah and Emma are the most popular names. Next up for boys, Liam, Mason, Jacob, and William. Rounding out the top 5 for girls are Olivia, Sophia, Ava, and Isabella. Now let's head over to Chris, and I just saw on the WKYT Facebook page someone has named their child ESPN.
Hey, why not, huh? Why not? Go for it. That's what I say. All right, we look outside across the region, and we are dealing with temperatures that are on the chilly side of the thermometer. 53 Frankfort and Lexington. Jackson, a smidge better, 57. It really stinks when we're calling 57 better. 65 into London. Normal temperatures right now are mid to upper 70s across central and eastern Kentucky. And most areas right now struggling into the low 50s. And oh yeah, we still got some rains to go through. And what will happen, Jennifer, as the evening wears on, we'll see that rain increasing from west to east again.
This is a messy May.
It's ugly.
Yep.
Nothing merry about this month of May.
No. We're glad you're with us on WKYT. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott are next with WKYT News at 4:30.